God, I can't even imagine. Like if I'd never gotten therapy, I would assume I would have killed myself at some point. My name is Matt Watts, and I'm a writer and actor. I worked on a show for the CBC called Michael Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Michael's here, Dr. Storber.
I have general anxiety disorder and panic disorder.
Come on.
It's such a weird thing, you know, because I've always been talking about this in relation to the show, so it's hard to, I've never actually just talked about the disorder, like ever. It's a constant fear of everything. Your mind is always racing, thinking through worst case scenarios, sweating, heart pounding, nausea, sensitivity to light, and exhaustion, I'd say, is a huge part of it, because your mind and body is racing all the time. You're just on very, very high alert, always aware that there's a potential threat. I did talk therapy for years, and I'm still in talk therapy. It's just, it doesn't address specific issues, so it was helpful. I actually really like it for understanding how the human mind works in general and spotting patterns of behavior. But in terms of treating my anxiety, it wasn't that helpful. We tried a lot of medication, various antidepressants, some benzodiazepines, and they helped, but I didn't like the side effects, and it didn't help enough to warrant taking them. It was bad. I couldn't go outside of the house for further than a block. Like, I could get out of the house and I could walk about a block, and then I'd start to feel really anxious and I'd have to go back. I couldn't go into a grocery store, so my girlfriend would have to do the shopping and I'd have to wait for her outside, and then we'd go home together. I couldn't go to see a movie. I couldn't see anything. I was very, very limited. My world was really small. I questioned whether or not there was any point continuing with life, because I didn't know whether or not I'd ever actually be able to function. I mean, when I say I hit rock bottom, I hit rock bottom in that sense that I went to that really dark place where you're not just entertaining the thought, you're actually starting to plan it out and figure out, okay, this is the only way out, this is all I can do. And it was then that I realized, okay, I have two options here. I can kill myself, or I can deal with this. I interviewed a couple cognitive behavior therapists, and I met this guy named Mike who just seemed to get me instantly, and I was in really, really dire straits, and we started doing the work, and I really stuck to the homework and dedicated myself to it, and the results were immediate. Like, it was within a couple weeks that I was doing things that I hadn't done in years, like riding the subways and taking elevators in the downtown core, major bank buildings, and eating in restaurants, and gradually my world started to expand, and it was really effective, and I saw how it worked. And a lot of it was the cognitive work. A lot of it was just keeping a diary and writing things down and challenging your beliefs and getting a real understanding as to how it is that negative automatic thoughts and anxious thoughts affect the way that you feel.
You see, this is what I was saying. You're stronger than you think.
Well, of course it was hard.
What's funny about having done the show is I have been shocked at how people have responded to my honesty about this.
Hi, it's me.
Are you all right?
Oh no, everything's fine. I think I'm being stalked, so I took another Ativan.
Do you want me to come to you?
I've had friends, strangers, authority figures, all come up to me and say, "Oh, I've been struggling with this for years and I've told no one," it's really common, to the point where I don't even like. Yeah, it shouldn't be labeled. It's almost like being anxious is normal. It's the people who aren't anxious that you have to wonder about. I mean, how can you not be anxious? We live in a really crowded, intense, stressful world. You just respond to it like it's nothing. I mean, that's weird.
Support Ontario's public television. Donate at tvo.org.